Hello, everyone, and welcome back to RHAP. I'm your host, Taran Armstrong, and we are here today to talk about the latest episode of Jet Lag the Game. With me to talk about it, it's Sasha. How you doing, Sasha?
It's so good. It's just me and my saw going around Australia. It's been a hard time, but I can't wait. I can't wait to talk. I feel like we have a good amount of strategy to discuss, so I'm here for the vibes. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's this was definitely an episode full of planning and trying to figure out the next move and some interesting strategic decisions to
Mhm.
talk through and some hats.
Listen, I really tried so because I'm at my parents' house, but I tried so hard to find that safari hat. I couldn't find anything. I'm very sad.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the only time I had a hat like that was when I was in Florida and I had to buy a safari hat for my because I was filming what was it, like a kayaking trip.
Wait, that's so funny. To wear that on a kayaking trip is crazy. Did it have at least a mosquito net on it? Because I feel like if you're in Florida.
No, I don't think so. I mean, it wasn't exactly like the Australia safari
Oh,
hats they had
right.
on. It was more of like a practical sun blocking
Oh, real.
thing, but
Okay, okay.
but it did look silly. So it had that going for it.
I love it. I'm just not a hat girly because I feel like
Mm.
I'm just a big head. So it's very funny for me to even though our freaking thumbnail is me in a hat, but it's at Disney. It's very different.
Yeah, I've never been much of a hat person. Doesn't super agree with my hair either.
Yeah, same,
Um,
obviously, same.
yeah. Well, let's talk about this episode. I think,
Mhm.
listen, I think the first thing that I want to talk about is that we have to address the cliffhanger in the room because this episode starts by resolving the previous cliffhanger and then ends with another cliffhanger. And listen, I literally just got done like roasting the circle producers for their abhorrent cliffhangers. And while I don't think it's as bad for jet lag,
Yes.
because A, the tone is different, and B, it's just like it's not as they're not losing as much as like the circle does when the circle is like, will this person sacrifice their entire life for their friend? It's like, yeah, it's too much.
Meanwhile,
Um,
these guys are just rolling a little wood
yeah, they're
down.
like, are the wheels gonna turn off in the wrong way? I don't know.
Is the bottle gonna flip? Oh, is Prime getting a good endorsement for free through the jail bars? Like, what? The thing is, I don't Taryn, I know you're like, "Oh, this is why it works for jet lag." For me, I just support jet lag's rights and wrongs. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So,
Well,
I
so
don't like
here's
it,
here's
but here
here's
I
the
am.
thing. Yeah, the thing for me is, and I agree. Like, listen, I'm in. Like, the show does plenty of things right.
Correct.
And I said this with the circle too. Like, if this is what you need to do to get your bag, like you do what you have to do. I get it. Um,
Do not get the bag there. Who did this to you? I will fight
everybody, this podcasting did this to me.
them.
Um, but but I do. For me, there is a difference in how you can do a cliffhanger. So, for instance,
Mhm.
when they did hide and seek, again, not to spoil anything, but they had a really fun cliffhanger, a couple of fun cliffhangers in hide and seek. But one of my favorites was one of the contestants, I won't even say who, did something strange, ran and then was like, "Oh, I think I made it." And it was like, "What did you make? What did you do? What is the plan?" It's the promise of so much more that made me
Mhm.
really want to watch what came next immediately. Like I really wanted to figure it out. And that to me is like a good cliffhanger. A good cliffhanger is promising more. It's the promise of like, ooh, something is going to occur
Mhm.
because of what you just saw. Whereas a bad cliffhanger in my eyes is withholding the end of a sequence that you're already watching. Like, instead of promising more, it's just like, "No, we're not gonna show you the end of this."
Yeah,
Um,
I think with
yeah.
hide and seeks also, we just got more content, right? Like, they're, because of the game mechanics, they're just not doing a lot. It's a lot more, "Oh, I might need to sit and wait and figure out where the next move is," right? Based on what the other team is doing. Or, I need to now figure out, am I memorizing flags? That's gonna take me X amount of hours. So it's just not as like bam, bam, bam versus I think a hide and seek where at least we're like, oh my God, are they gonna find him? Are they gonna not? So yeah, I just think it's also the concept being
Mhm.
different makes it harder because I'm like, but y'all are only doing 2 challenges, so just give it to me. And you and I predicted, I think both of them correctly anyway, which I'm assuming most viewers did.
Mhm.
So to me, again, give it to me so I can just like argue about the flags. Fun with flags or, despair with flags. What are we doing?
Yeah. Yeah, and I will say again, like, this is not an issue at all for people who are
No.
just watching on a binge,
Yes,
like, who are
correct.
just watching the whole thing, and quite frankly, I imagine that part of the strategy here is if you're watching on YouTube, guess what? You can go and check it out on Nebula right now. Even so, I think the difference in cliffhangers is still like worthwhile. I think that if you can
Mhm.
make a better cliffhanger, that's still a better outcome. But at the same time, you never really know like what do they have? You know what I mean? Like if this is all they had and they couldn't do a more enticing cliffhanger, then maybe they
Mhm.
had to make do with what they had. Um, so that said, we started off the episode. We resolved the previous two, as you said. We kind of predicted that the flip was not going to work out, and the one that really like hurt me in the viewing, from the viewing perspective, was like the Ben and Adam resolution, where when I was watching it at the end of the previous episode, I was kind of like tense. I was like, they're screwed if they don't get this. Oh my god, they might not get this. The person is leaving. I don't know what's going to happen.
Mhm.
And then when we resolved it, I was like, I couldn't get myself back in that headspace. I was
Yeah.
like, wait, they're screwed if they don't make this right. But oh, they're almost there. Oh yeah, they did it. Which is, again, it's whatever. But they did it. There you go. They're not screwed.
Yes, 100%, and it was a still again, it was still fun to watch, but like we talked about last time, the wind in the sails goes out, and I'm just not as into it as I was before, whereas
Mhm.
I'm like, "Ooh, another episode of jet lag." That's more the excitement than the cliffhanger, so it is
Yeah.
what it is.
It truly is. So they Sam and Toby make their flights, and they're heading back to where they had been previously, where they started. The plan is to do some challenges, and then make it to like the capital territory that is
Mm.
within that starting territory, that is its own thing. But the travel plans seem to go wrong for everybody here. The
Oh my
buses are
god.
gone, the flights are gone, everything's wrong.
People in Australia need to get places, okay? They said, "But trains, planes, automobiles, I don't care. I'm using it." And I got to go. And the pricing for stuff, Taran, are you kidding me? They don't got Spirit? What is their Spirit version? Because this is crazy.
I think they were on, like, the Spirit equivalent, right?
Qantas
Like,
is not Spirit, right?
no well, it did what
Oh,
I
I
guess
had
they
to
did they
get
go
on
with
Qantas.
Qantas or did they go
Yeah.
with the other one?
Oh, that's true. I don't remember. No, I think it was Qantas because 'cause they're like, "I'm on Qantas website," but
Okay. Yeah, that's no, I think
me
you're
when I
you're
lie.
right,
I
yeah.
don't know. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think part of it too is just timing, like, you can't really wait, like, 5 hours for the next flight
Yep.
if it's just 5 hours of a wasted game time.
Correct, correct.
Um So they end up paying $1,300 for a
Oh my
one-way flight
god.
that's what, like, like an hour or 2?
Because why first of all, Ben and Adam have to add a 3rd, team member that is gate agent person, because every part of their story and their villain arc or hero arc is gate agent person. It doesn't matter who. I love it, and this lady is straight up flabbergasted. Then she said, "How much did you pay? For what?"
Yeah.
you know there's a bus, right? And they're just like you said, "Well, I'm doing this stupid thing."
Yeah, I think also, like, they like, absolutely no shade to them. They don't look like the kind of people that would drop $1,300 on a flight for no reason,
Especially,
right?
yeah, they're giving hostel, like,
Right?
yeah.
They're giving, like, college students who are on a trip somewhere.
And they're like, "Well, actually."
I will say, when they bought the hats in celebration of their successful challenge, I know this isn't how the rules work, but there was a
Mhm.
a deep part of me that wanted to see their budget go down by, like, $10.
Oh my god, that would be so funny.
Like, "We had to buy these hats in celebration."
And then it could be like a just kidding. They're just so atrocious. 'Cause, if y'all listen to, their podcast Layover, they do take, like, a break for an audio podcast, which is again, it's so me because I would do this. But they do take a little, like, pause, and Toby and Sam have to riff while the Ben and Adam get their hats on for a audio podcast. My favorite.
Yeah. Um, Ben gets called a kookaburra?
And then I just love the editing where Ben is giving obviously himself future, him and Adam. Like this is what you need to do with the kookaburra. Oh, it's not it, is it? It looks wrong. Da-da-da. Mind you, that still has not changed.
I mean, what do we think?
Oof. Me thinks no.
No?
What do you think?
I mean, I think if you really tried, you
Oh,
could
okay.
find but not to the point where I would look at Ben and go, "Kookaburra."
Oh my god. Who are you going and yelling, w-
Well,
do we
now that
look
I know
like
what a
animals?
kookaburra looks like, who knows?
Yeah,
The
do
world is
we
my
look like
oyster or my
animals?
kookaburra.
Ooh, do I look like an animal? What's a brown animal? A brown little one, though, unfortunately. 'Cause I just
Um,
oh my god, do
Omer
you
recently called me a bird, but I don't remember
okay,
what it was.
Omar just makes up stuff.
Yeah.
Second, 2 for 2, Omar. Uh, no, listen, when we're talking exotic or animals, because I think we have to be if you're gonna call me like an animal, a kookaburra works, right? Because we're not Australian, so it's like a
Mm,
little bit exotic for us. Give me
mm.
like something that I'm like, "Ooh, what is it? I need to look it up." And not like a, "You look like, a sparrow."
Yeah, I think if you already know what it looks like, you're
Mhm.
only ever going to be insulted. But if
Co
you look up what it is, you've been given the time to, like,
Mhm.
think the worst, and then when you see it, you're like, "Huh," and then you're looking at it for the first time and looking for similarities as opposed to, like, the image of an animal in your head. Um, I don't know, like, what's the like, if somebody called me like I looked like a kitten, I'd be like, "Oh, kittens are really cute," but
But
I'd
damn,
s I'd
thanks.
still feel like, "Wait, why?"
That's what I'm saying. I just feel like those people that have, their dogs for so long that they start looking alike?
Mm,
Maybe that's fine because you love your dog,
mm,
but I don't know about that. Don't call me an animal. Unless it's like I said, a cool, ferocious one,
yeah.
but I'm not getting
I don't know.
Oh my god. What
Um,
y'all tell us in the comments what
yeah, there you go.
animals be nice, okay? Don't be rude.
And they have to be exotic animals,
Yes,
and
thank
they
you,
have to be
okay?
complimentary.
Yeah. At least give me exotic. Don't give me like an exotic rat though, because that's not nice.
So, so Ben Adam miraculously managed to, and this is classic, right? Like the gate
That's
agent is
what I'm
like, "Nope,
telling
you
you.
can't get this ticket," and then you look online and you're like, it's like they're never in concert, online versus in person. That when one tells you can't do it, and then the other's like, "Nah, you can," and then there's vice versa.
Correct.
So they managed to do it. They get out of there. They put $1 down, which I think is the correct. They should put
Yeah.
something down.
Mhm.
They could have put more, but they wanted more money to gamble with when they got to the new place, which I think is is the right call. I still personally feel like as I'm seeing the game play out
Mhm.
more and more, I feel like the initial strategy that I was thinking of just hopping from place to place, collecting starting bonuses probably would have been the way to go. Um, Especially like watching them get stuck in places and then going
Exactly.
backwards and all this stuff. But I still think you absolutely like drop a dollar. I think that's fine. It forces the other team to go there if they ever want to pick it up. And as Toby mentioned in the layover podcast, and something that we've talked about already as well, is that you never want to overspend for a
Mhm.
territory. So if for whatever reason they can just never get there, like they never have the time, the budget, flights just don't line up, you've just landed a territory for a dollar, and that's fantastic. So,
That's wild.
granted, I think they probably lost money overall in that territory.
1,000,000,000%. It's just the $1 boys were killing me, right? Because I love that they're like, I can't believe they would go to Sydney only to put 700 more dollars, not 3,000. $1, y'all. You put down one effing dollar. I just couldn't. But I also I think I wasn't sure about the opening bonus and going that far,
Mm,
but now I do think, and Toby again says this, right? Chasing is, I think, the better option here
mhm.
than it is to, forge your own path, mess up. Like, why are we putting money on a carnival game? Like, anyway, it's fine. I'll get
Well,
over
I think the idea would be, right, you travel around forging the first, like, you
it.
go to
Yes,
all of the new places you can, collect all the
correct.
starting bonuses, immediately fly out, don't even do a challenge, and then you circle back and start following the other team around as
Yes.
they start picking up all the places that you put for cheap. You
Mm,
they put you like, let's say you fly to one place, you put down, like, $100 because you have some extra there from the starting
mhm.
bonus and the flight was cheap or whatever. And then you go to the next place, you drop 100, and the next place you drop 100. The other team then has to go back and follow your path without the benefit of starting bonuses.
That part.
And
And you're on round 2, which is, I feel like, mentally demoralizing too, for
exactly,
the other team.
and
Yeah.
they're having to like stop and go to the city centers to get the challenges, do the challenges in order to afford to go to the next place and drop money down. And while they're doing all of that, you're following behind them.
Mhm.
They're putting $101 down, and then you're following behind and you're putting $102 down. And they're just like, what are we? What could, they can't win at that point. I think it's
Yep.
it's an unbeatable strategy.
Adam
Um,
would be so annoyed, and that would be such good content just to be like, "Are these guys serious right now?" And Ben is like, "Adam, we gotta figure it out."
um, So, I loved the paranoia as well from
Yes.
Sam and Toby about, like, what are they doing in there? Why haven't they left yet? What are they doing dropping a dollar?
Are
Are
they
they trying to play
baiting?
with us?
So good. Because again, I just would be like, "They dropped a dollar. It's fine." But when you're in it, you're just so untrustworthy of the other team that you're just like, "No, they must be getting me because this can't be good, strategy."
Well, they've experienced it before where, like, all of a sudden, your opponent is doing something that doesn't make sense to you, and, like, that could be a massive mistake that they're making, or, like, you could be about to lose the game.
Like, usually Sam being the doer of this massive mistake. It's
No,
wild
you know
though.
what? Not always. Not when he
Really?
has a good
Okay.
partner.
When he has a woman, yes. I'm just
Um, so, uh, so ultimately they get to their new destinations, and they're both gonna bet big here. This is where the cliffhanger, ends up. Oh, we did forget the Tim Tam, challenge.
Nah, that was outrageous, Taran.
This was great. This is jet lag at its finest, in
Yes.
my opinion, because I watched a man, uh, like have a chocolate streak slowly smeared across his face, over the course of a minute, and it was thrilling television.
No, because when I tell you, like, I understand what they're supposed to do, but, when you see it in practice, you're like, "Maybe I understood it wrong." That's what was happening to me because I was like, "Oh my god, it's just falling. What it like, is he gonna catch it with his tongue?" I forgot that he has to, like, literally put it in his mouth. I'm just like, "Is he balancing it? Where's the timer?" Like, I have completely forgotten what the actual task was because it's so crazy. Imagine, you're walking by again, and a man is just like, with, like, a skid mark just straight down his
Just,
face.
just like
It was killing me, okay? And then and I rewinded it twice, but, y'all, I am maybe I'm wrong. I think he wiped it with a sock, the chocolate.
no.
No, I'm pretty sure because I marked it. I think it's around, like, 7:14. I, like,
Oh no.
literally wrote this down, I'm not joking. And I'm just like, I beg Sam pays for dry cleaning, like, in their rest stop time. Again,
Oh
I
man.
just I beg, I'm wrong, and that I can't see 'cause I -6, I am blind, I have contacts
Mm.
in. But I was like, "Did he wipe it with a sock?" So, it's just I can't take it serious. I can't take them serious.
Yeah, well, okay, and then also Sam and Toby did the slang quiz, which was fine, I think.
Yeah, so because I cover below deck,
Mm.
down under, and then the other below decks have a lot of Australians on it, I actually knew a few,
Oh.
especially Budgie Smuggler.
I will say, I think I was able to guess just based
Ooh.
on the multiple
Mhm.
choice. I think I was able to guess most of the multiple choice, but then I absolutely would have gotten, like, stomped on with the matching.
Oh, in no way.
Yeah.
Impossible. Are you kidding? Because I'm like, those words don't exist. Like, you made that up. And I'm saying this as someone that speaks 3 languages, like, and there are not, like, conventional, right? Like, I speak a lot of Indian languages. Even then, I'm like, "This is unserious. Like, this cannot be real." And then next thing, I'm like, "Does Duolingo teach only Australian slang?" Because I don't wanna learn anything else. Because what do you mean? So I'm an I literally screenshot it. I'm an ambo, a bit of a battler. I almost chucked a sickie last night, but I didn't. Huh? And this is where the Oklahoma comes out because I was like, "Speak English." But that was so enjoyable. Like, I just thought it was so silly that they're sitting in the damn airport and just trying to learn this. I really enjoyed it.
I think Sam and Toby have found the right rhythm
Yes,
for their game, where, like, they've recognized that they shouldn't do anything physical, that
relatable.
that they should take safe bets, and they talked about this in the Labor podcast as well, that,
Mhm,
like, safe bets and then bet big.
mhm.
So challenges you're reasonably certain you can accomplish, and then, go essentially all in on them, and that's what they eventually did
Yes.
with the flag challenge, which they cliffhangered us on.
And Toby is doing it, which I was stressed because Toby was the one. Sam was so like, "I got it. Like, I just know I can do it. Like, it's fine." And then it goes, "Oh, you have to do it." And it's Toby.
Well, they're both memorizing half of them, right? But,
But
like,
it
but
seems like your randomizer picks who actually
but
does
she
the
has to then
Yes.
lock in the answers, but they can talk about it, I think, right?
Oh, okay, that makes see, like,
I would assume so.
they explained the challenge to me, and then I watched them do it, and I was like, "That's not what I understood."
Yeah, I will say, like, I like that they don't over explain,
Yes,
but I do sometimes feel like, I want to look at, like, the rules again. Like,
correct.
for the car one,
Mhm,
that, Ben and Adam eventually do, uh, I was like, "Wait a minute, do they?" Because they showed the flashback of them building
mhm.
a car in a previous season. I was like, "Are they gonna be sitting in this car, or are they gonna be pushing it, and letting it go on its own? Is it gonna be on a flat ground or on a hill?" And how many attempts do they get? Can they practice? And eventually,
Mhm.
we found out all of that information.
Yes.
But as they were building it, I was like trying to figure out like what is the goal here? Because I missed the initial text. I didn't
Same,
quite
same.
read through all of it.
Yeah.
Um,
Is it an R bad? Whatever, we don't care, okay? It them going to an F1 track, and then just straight dragging it, and not drag racing, but literally just talking so much smack about how it's useless was again, so funny, and they don't even try to be funny because they're like, "Sam wanted to do this, but here we are." And it's a little one by one plank, like, I can't unserious, like, it's so
Mm.
unserious. And what happens? They just trash it? Do they trash us all?
I think if I'm trying to remember,
I
what
tried
they
to
did last
look.
time. I feel like they just chucked it in a dumpster last time.
See, and then when that saw is used, granted, this saw is not good because they had to use their hand to eventually break the board. If that saw is used to murder someone and your handprints are the last ones on it.
Well, yeah, I don't know if you can chuck a saw in a dumpster, but
Oh, but they
maybe,
did the knives. Got it, got it.
uh, it's like the knives, like,
Same
what are they
thing.
doing with these? Maybe they just return it to the place and they're like, "You don't need to refund us, just take it back."
Yeah, maybe.
Um,
Okay, fine,
I don't know.
fine.
I don't know.
Just y'all
Uh,
tell us, okay? Because I need to know.
you're trying to fly
Really,
back into the US. You've got saws and knives. Like, "Do you have these when you came?" "Nah."
we have video evidence of what we use them for. Just
It's
terrible.
this really stupid thing.
So stupid. The gate agent will be like, "It's fine. I trust you."
Um, okay. In my mind, this car challenge is
Mhm.
far riskier than Adam is making it out to be.
I agree
He
because
was like, "There's no way we can lose this."
what if it goes sideways? Or is
Right?
that just like a me not being good at hand-eye coordination? Because my thing is definitely going far, but in the wrong direction.
So they didn't wanna do swivel wheels, which
Yeah.
is somewhat understandable, but the thing
Mhm.
about swivel wheels is that at least, like, they will then compensate for
Correct.
any, like, off kilter sort of movement, and you don't need to get them exactly straight, because if these wheels are not properly aligned, completely parallel, it's already gonna mess up, and they can't
Mhm.
practice, so you have no idea if it's gonna work properly. Um and then also, like, just the size of the wheels and then the friction on the ground with no downhill momentum to
Mhm.
carry it, it by itself could be bad. I hope the ground is very like, if it's a very smooth ground, you're probably fine.
They said it was raining, right, in the on the podcast, but I can't
Did they?
remember now. That's why I'm like, "Oh my god, how is this gonna work?" But maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
I felt like the odds were pretty low. I saw the push right before the cliffhanger,
Mhm.
and the push looked good. It
Yeah.
looked like a solid push. It looked like there was some good momentum happening, some good movement. So I think it's possible it succeeds. But that surprises me because I do feel like this didn't this was at the very least a lot more dangerous than they seemed to be making it out to be.
Yeah, I agreed. I think it makes it too, just because he pushed he put his back into it for real.
But the
Okay,
problem is, like, if you don't even if, like, you
yeah,
get a great push, if it's just a little bit off, you
and
push a
then
little bit harder on one side, like, the whole thing could topple, it could, just go in the wrong
it's doing
direction.
donuts and just coming back like a boomerang. We are in Australia, and it just
Eh,
comes
'Cause
back.
it's also, like, it doesn't weigh anything. So, like, there's nothing, like, keeping it on the
They should have
ground.
put their hat on it.
If it, like, hits a little pebble, like, that's it. You know what I mean?
What if it, like, goes off ramp? Yeah, because of this pebble, and it just phew, falls straight down. No, it's fine, but I wonder if also they, like, cleared, the path a little bit
I would
for
hope so,
it to
yeah.
make sure that there's no interference, no speed bumps, no hurdles, nothing, just straight down.
I'm unfamiliar with, like, racing track
Mhm.
gravel ground, whatever this is,
Yeah,
pavement. So, there's a good chance I would imagine that it is pretty smooth and pretty, like.
but it's right outside it. It's
True.
not in yeah, that track is smooth, but this is on the outside where they put stands, so probably.
I don't know. I mean,
And I
I
think
would
it's
imagine they care about their pavement, right?
true, true. You know. Maybe some countries do. And I think this is like a used like it's a public road as well. So,
Mm, mhm,
maybe yeah, it's more likely to be well, better maintained than maybe for that one event only.
mhm.
We'll
Uh,
see.
for Sam and Toby, I feel like they've got this. I mean, this is, exactly in their wheelhouse. Like, everything is lined up for them, like, you can see them, they're labeled, they're in alphabetical order. You can get 2 wrong.
Mhm.
So I believe how this challenge works is that they have to identify a random grouping of 10, right?
Oh, it's a random
I
grouping.
assume
That
so.
makes way more sense. Because I was like, "Why is this so hard?" Yes, yes, it is a random grouping.
So they have to memorize all 110, I think
Mhm.
it was.
Yeah.
Um, but they only have to guess a random grouping of 10,
Oof.
but they could probably do all of them, you know? Uh, but they could get 2 out of the 10 wrong and still complete this challenge. I think they'll get all 10.
Yeah, I think so too. I think especially if it's like the initial alphabets, they're a little bit easier. And Toby, listen, has a great system. Bangladesh, it looks like a circle and it's a dish, the Bangladesh.
The memory palace, yeah. I was
So
never a
good.
memoy palace person.
Me either. I can just I just memorize. I can't do all of that.
Well, that's the I've, like, I'm one of those people that doesn't really, like, visualize things
Same.
in my mind,
Mhm.
like, when I read and stuff, so I don't think that would even work for me. Yeah, when I memorize, it's just like the it's just the
Yeah,
thing. It's
same.
just I'm just memorizing the things.
Same. It when I because I lived in India till I was 14, and a lot of, like, schoolwork was just rote
Mm.
memorization. Like, I think at one point, I memorized my whole biology textbook. So that to me, it's just like, you just do it. I don't know,
Mhm.
that's just how my brain works too. So and I think with flags, like, I think I could do it anyway, but give me, like, some random flags that I never heard of, and I'm screwed because I'll be like, "What did I say for Bangladesh? Was it dish or was it dinner?" And, to me, that would actually trip me up way more.
Mm. Yes, well, I would imagine then that, I think Sam and Toby are going to succeed.
Yes.
I think there's a good chance that this still goes off the rails for Ben and Adam, but the push did look good.
Yeah, the
So,
wheels maybe come off, they don't. We'll see.
yeah. I mean, the thing is, if if they do fail this, like, here's what I will say.
Mhm.
If they fail, I really think they should have left it in the episode. I really
Oh,
think they
I
should
see
have
what you're saying. Yeah.
failed, and then the cliffhanger to the episode is then,
Now what?
what do we do now? We're
Mhm.
screwed. Like, we thought this was a given, and it just all went wrong for us. So in some ways, that makes me think they succeed because I think they're
Not
smart
you
enough to
gaming
realize
the
that they should have
system.
done that.
Yeah, because then it's like a big whoosh that goes over the crowd, and then you're, contemplating forever as to
Mm,
what happened. The podcast episode would have been more juicy with like,
mhm.
"Oh, this is what we could have done, blah, blah, blah." Did you just game the system? And I hate that for us. Yeah,
Well,
like, on the real Amazing Race, this is the hack, right? If it's
mm,
right before the ad, that means it's gonna be fine. But if something goes wrong during not during the ad break, but in the middle, then it's actually gonna go wrong.
there you go.
We'll see.
All right. Anything else from this episode?
So I have a fun game for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there was a moment, and I really thought of you in this moment. That's why I was like, I need to do this. So there was a part in the in the game where again after Tim Tam sock wipe gate, there
You're not
was
gonna have me do a Tim Tam on my face?
no, I did not get it mailed to you in time, unfortunately.
I literally was just in the grocery store and I saw Tim Tams.
How dare you not buy it? This is
I was
terrible
going
for
to,
us.
but they seem to only come in chocolate flavor.
And apparently, chocolate raspberry is the good one. You must next time, and you're putting it on your head. But no, so there was a moment where Adam and Ben were like, "How low can you go? Can you go down low all the way to the floor?"
Mm.
Do you know what that is? What
Oh,
song that it's from?
what song is it from? I mean, I recognize the lyrics. I
Yes.
don't think I could tell you the name of the song.
Yeah. So it's a cha-cha slide. So I was like, "Oh," based on the slang one, I'm not gonna give you, multiple choice because I did not put that much time into this, oops. But I feel like I will give you, like, just the starting line of, like, maybe 3 songs we'll
Oh
do,
boy.
famous songs, and I wanna see.
This is a distinct weakness of mine.
I just thought it would be so funny because when I heard that, I was like, "Oh, I know what's happening," and I was like, "Wait, what is Taran watching this being like, uh-huh, okay." So you cannot look this up, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first one. Now, this is a story all about how my life got flipped turned upside down.
This is, uh, what is it? Fresh Prince?
Yes. See,
Yeah.
I was like, I think you could do it. Okay, good. All right. Let's do this one. As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize there's not much left.
Oh, man. That actually sounds familiar
Yeah.
too.
Or maybe I could like as I walk through the shadow. No, I
I
can't.
no, I hear it, like, I hear it in my head, but um,
It's a
I
rap song, okay? I'll
yeah,
say that. Yes,
I
I'll
know
say
it's
that,
I can't think of the show, though. It's a show. It's
No,
a
it's not
show.
I
It's
don't
not a show.
no. It's like it's a song. It's
Oh,
in
wait.
from the '90s.
No, yes, no. Wait, wait, this might be bad. I think I might know this from the Weird Al parody. Is there
Wait,
a
that's
Weird Al
you might
parody?
yeah, that makes sense. I think it it's Gangsta's Paradise by
Oh, that
Coolio.
it's okay, see, I know both of them. I know both of them.
I was like, I figured you would know that. Yeah, I
The
tried to
problem is I
think.
know Gangster's Paradise by like, chorus,
Oh, yes,
part, but
correct.
I know the full song of Amish Paradise.
I'm dead. I'm dead. Oh my god, I can't breathe. Okay. And then one more. Let me see. Okay, this one. Okay, I will see. Okay. At first, I was afraid. I was petrified. Kept thinking I could never live without you by my side.
Um, I mean, I know this song. I'm just
Yes.
trying to make sure that because I'm trying to get to the chorus.
The chorus. Okay, yeah. Spoiler. The chorus gives you the name of the song.
I mean, my instinct was Staying Alive.
Oh, okay. Close, but no.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Like same vibe.
Yes. You'll tell me and I'll be like,
Yeah,
"Yep,
I know.
that makes
It's "I
sense."
Will Survive"
I Will
by
Survive, okay.
Gloria. Yeah,
Yep.
oh my gosh, but yeah, there were, like, some Beatles songs, but I was like, "Maybe he'll just know them,"
Oh,
so
I
I
would know
didn't
the Beatles.
yeah, that's I had to make it a little bit hard. I even did Beyoncé, but I didn't do it, y'all, see,
Yeah,
before
but I mean, pretty much ask me about any song that I should know given my age that I, like, should have known growing up, and I was busy listening to, like, pop
Weird
punk
Al
and
version, yeah,
post-hardcore and Weird Al.
I know. So I was like, "Oh my god, I have to ask Taryn." Okay, that was it. It was just for fun.
That what I got 1 out of 3 there, so, I
Listen,
think I
I'll give you
failed.
1.5 for, "I Will Survive." Staying alive.
I knew it wasn't right, but I knew it was the right vibe.
That's I was like, "No, it is about being alive."
Oh, boy.
Oh god. Alright, that is
There we go. That is our jet lag coverage for episode 3. We will be back next week. I think that I feel like the way this game is set up, I think that it will get hopefully, as long as things don't start to like just like snowball in one
Yeah.
direction, it should get more and more exciting as the game comes to a close and they're like racing back and forth to try and figure things out. Um, but we will see. We'll be back next week. In the meantime, you can find me over on Twitch, hanging out, playing games, having fun. And Sasha, it's got some podcasts going on.
Yes, you can find me, of course, talking celebrity gossip. But if you want to learn more about these songs, maybe you'll learn a thing or two over on RHAP is a podcast slash Mess Mag and Mess Feed, where we're talking everything celebrity culture. You need to learn. We got you, okay? That's the one thing I'm good at is talking mess. So check out Mess Magnets. Chappelle and I are wrapping up 2 Bravo shows. We talk Below Deck over on Rob as a podcast or this YouTube channel where you are watching us, or you can check out a recap kickback for our Summer House Martha's Vineyard recap as well. And for everything else I'm doing, just follow me on Twitter at funsize_04. This was so much fun, Taran. Can't wait for what happens next.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's what we have for you. Thank you so much for joining us here today. We'll see you next time.
Bye.